We don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. That's a direct order. Do it now.
He's been put down, ripped off, cut open. Now, he's unleashed. The American Insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries, Rebellion Radio.
Well, hi there and welcome. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. We are powered by the nice folks at Right Wing News and Liberty One TV, seen today on the American Patriot and more places. We want to thank you so much for being here. It really does mean a lot to me. One thing I would like to ask you to do, if you would please, and that is follow me on the HearMeOut app. The what? HearMeOut app. We're talking about Oprah in just a second. Could she win for president? But the HearMeOut app is something that is an opportunity for us to save conservative freedom of speech. The truth is, and you know it if you're paying attention, the truth is that the major social media companies are censoring conservative speech. You know it. I know it. So what do? Just give up? Just only use those guys and wait for them to just completely silence us? The answer is no. Go to a place, go online to either your app store on your for your iPhone or whatever it is for your Android, and download the Hear Me Out app. Hear Me Out. And it's like Twitter, except you just talk. You just tell people what you think. You have about 41 seconds. I'm on there a couple of times every day, I mean. And it is our way of going around the major groups, the major social media groups, and a way for us to stay in contact. I'm telling you, it's a great app. I've talked to the owner. They're not going to censor conservative speech. So this is very, very important. And please follow me. Go there now to the Hear Me Out app. Okay. So my question is, and first of all, Hollywood wants to have somebody run for president. One of these two run for president. I forget. Which one is it again? Do you remember? Which one of those two does Hollywood want to run for president? I don't remember. I forgot. Okay. My question, though, is, could Oprah actually win the presidency of the United States? Now, first of all, check in if you would, please. Who are you? Where are you from? And you can answer it. Jim thinks it's BS. Judith says no. Lisa says hell no. Oh. Edna says no. Sandy says no. Dennis says no. Linda says no, the Clintons are going down like a flaming pile of diapers, so they will play the woman in the White House in a black. I hope the black population will get in like Obama, people not doing their homework, just like they didn't with Obama, okay? Benell says, I hope not. She's too racist. Margaret says no. Karen says no. Chelsea checking in. Hi, Chelsea. Ron says, I believe Obama ruined it for the Afro-American in the foreseeable future. Rita says no. Rob says, hey, Rusty. Hey, Rob. How you doing? Melanie says nope. Cindy says never. Robert says hey. Nancy says hell no. Connie says hell no. Kathy says no way in the world. Carmen says heck no. Daniel says not a chance. Her running will polarize America even further, which is exactly why the globalists support her. They know she won't win. It's about the end game for them in 10, 15, 30, 50 years. Ginger says what a joke. Oklahoma says no, says Ricky Ann. All right, let's talk about reality now. And let's talk about the use of persuasion, use of the media, and the use of emotion when dealing with the American populace today. Now, I'm going to be very, very real with you. And a lot of the talk show hosts you'll see are just that. They're talkers, and I'm not going to pick on anybody. But I've been doing this for a long, long time. And not just doing talk radio, but studying what makes somebody pay attention in politics. How do you sway votes? Because one of my jobs is also I help with campaigns across the country. I have for years and years. My major source of income is I'm a VIP media coach. I teach people how to be better in the media. And a lot of my clients are people that you know. And by the way, if you're looking to get into politics or want to get your name out there a little bit more, you can contact me, Rusty at rustylive.com. I'm very expensive, but I know what works. And as everybody on the news feed is saying, no, there's no way Oprah could win. There's no way in the world. The problem is that it is very possible that she could win. I'm not saying that I want her to win, but let's take a look at, I'm not going to play the speech from last night. I didn't, watch the whole show. I watched her speech. I watched a couple of the highlights. That was it. I wasn't going to give them any ratings points. But what Oprah did, and I would not be surprised if she was the one that helped teach Obama this. You have to understand, most of America does not run on reason and logic. Most of America runs on emotion. It feels good to feel bad. It feels good to like the underdog. It feels good to say that we'll help everybody in the world. It feels good, it feels good, it feels good, it feels bad, whatever it is. The problem is that Oprah is a master, one of the great masters of our lifetime of manipulating emotion. She said nothing last night. Whatever your truth is, it's, you believe whatever your truth is. Whatever your truth is? Your feelings have nothing to do with what is right or what is wrong, what is true or what is false. I mean, let's be honest here. Oprah's whole thing was a bunch of emotional crap. And you'll say, oh, well, the people won't buy it. It's exactly what they bought when it came with Obama. Obama said nothing when he ran for president the first time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. The sun will rise. The seas will fall. I mean, it was a whole lot of nothing. But why did he win? Because he made people feel good. We are the ones we are waiting for. We hope for change. There's nothing new in anything that he said. So let's take a listen to what Oprah will come out and say. Donald Trump is mean. Donald Trump hurts people's feelings. Donald Trump doesn't care about you because he's a rich billionaire. And what did I do? I'm Oprah. You get a new car, you get a new car, you get a new car. And she'll bring out people that she's interviewed and they'll all cry. Oh, Oprah changed my life. And people are going to go, yeah, Trump's mean. Now, what they're not paying attention to, and I've read this whole book, was it Fire and Fury? This one that everybody's talking about. I say I read the whole book. I've read 12, 13 chapters. I'm almost done. I'm not completely done. The problem with what the author did is, first of all, it is so obvious that he didn't just dislike Donald Trump, he hates Donald Trump. He hates him. And he hated him from the very first moment he started interviewing people. He knew the outcome of the book. He knew Trump was stupid. He knew everybody hated him. He knew Donald Trump was going to destroy the world. And so all he had to do was just fill in the blanks. And that's the problem with the left. I mean, the problem with this book was Rachel Maddow could have written it. It was angry, Trump is stupid. Everybody around him hates him. The idea of the Trump presidency was nothing more than the plot from the movie The Producers by Mel Brooks, where they knew that they'd never win, so we're going to get as much money as we possibly can, because once we fail, we'll be able to keep all the money. That's basically what the book talks about. Now, I do believe there are some inside things that are in the book. I do. Do I think it's all 100% lies? No. What a good liar does is he gets a kernel of truth and then builds upon it. And you go, well, golly jeeper. I mean, I know this one thing is true, so if this one thing is true, we just make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Or we believe the guy because he knows one thing. I know almost everybody in those stories. The only person in those stories I don't know is Donald Trump. I know Steve Bannon very, very well. I know, again, I was a talk show host. This is kind of, I've told this story before, but if you've never seen or heard me, I've been in talk radio for over 30 years. My show has been in the top 10 for decades, most listened to shows, and now I just do it here on the internet, on Facebook and on Twitter and on my Facebook page or my website, rustylive.com. And because I believe that the regular talk radio stations are going to be in big, big trouble soon. So I've moved here, okay? And I've done it because, like I said, I think this is the future. Years and years ago, there was a guy who was a talk show host with me, and he wasn't a great talk show host, okay? But we were friends, and he'd go on vacation. I'd fill in for him, and I'd go on vacation, and he would fill in for me, and we were good friends, and he would go, I'm going to run for office someday. Sure you are. No, someday I'm going to run for office. I'm going to be, I'm going to get in local government. I may even get Congress. Sure you are. And I was like, there's no way. No way, Mike Pence. There's no way you're going to run for office. Mike Pence had a better pick of his future than I did. Hey, Tammy Aaron's watching. We love Tammy Aaron. Tammy Aaron, for those of you who don't know, was Pippi Longstocking, and she rocks. And I got to get her on the show later this week because we have to talk about Hollywood and the latest with these child pedophilia stories and Corey Feldman, and how Corey Feldman may not be quite as honest as he likes to say he is. That for another story. Anyway, back to the Trump book. I think that what this author did was get around a lot of people who were frustrated. In the first year of any administration, it is utter chaos. Oh, but under Hillary, it would have been better. No, it wouldn't. It was bad the first year of Obama. It was bad the first year of Bush. It was bad the first year of Clinton. It was bad the first year of the other Bush. It was bad the first year of Reagan. Nobody knows how to be president of the United States the first year. Nobody. It's chaos in every single administration. Was the first year of the Trump administration chaos? Yes, of course. Now, this author, what he's trying to suggest is, well, if Trump and anybody, if they knew more about government, things would have gone smoother. No, it wouldn't. The author's trying to suggest that a lifetime in government is better. They're smarter people, and they know how to run things. Well, you know what? I don't buy it. We've had plenty of generations of these professional politicians running this country, and we keep going down, 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 down. Taxes go up, up, up. The deficit goes up, up, up. It's a mess, and it's got to be cleaned up, and that's why a guy like Donald Trump is a good idea. And in the book, they talk about the Steve Bannon wing, which was people that kind of like me that think, you know what, government's gotten too big. And then there was the Reince Priebus wing, where the GOP establishment, they need to have more power. Then there is the Jared Kushner wing, which is kind of winning out, unfortunately. And Jared Kushner is a New York Democrat. And unfortunately, Donald Trump does listen to this guy. And Kushner is still in there because Kushner is his son-in-law. And I'm not sure how much power I'd like to see Jared Kushner have. Now, do I think that some of these outlandish comments by Steve Bannon are accurate? I do. I do. Why? Because Steve Bannon is a guy that gets angry and he vents. And then when he's done venting, he kind of goes, oh, okay, I shouldn't have said that, and moves on. And this author went, oh, Steve, don't worry. I won't write anything down. You just go ahead and vent. Just get it off your chest. This is all off the record. Don't worry. And he's writing it all down. And then screwed Steve Bannon and everybody else around him. Do I think Trump spent a lot of time with this guy? I do not. I think there is truth to this book. I think you can see how they got this White House going and some of the mistakes they made. And it was a mess. It was. I know people that were in there. I know people that tried to get in there. It's been a very hard administration to get. And then the other mistake that Trump made, it's not in the book, but it's true, is he didn't hire Trump people. He hired Cruz people. He hired Bush people. All these folks that were fighting against him getting in. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's see your comments here. Boom, ba, 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 ba. Thanks for watching today, by the way. I appreciate it. Ricky says, love her. I think talking about my friend Tammy Aaron, Pippi Longstocking. I am Pippi Longstocking. And if you haven't seen Tammy, she's not 12 anymore. Oh, no. She's like 22. She's good looking. Very funny, too. Very smart. She's becoming more and more conservative every day, too. But don't tell Hollywood. Shh. Joe says, you think it's bad now? Wait till Oprah gets power, and then all hell breaks loose. She will hurt people, and it will be those that voted for her, just like Hillary is going to. Look at the company she keeps. Oprah's different than Obama and Hillary. Obama had a weird childhood. He was never poor, but his mama always wanted to be with the underdog guy. That's why she was with Barack Obama Sr., the guy from Africa. Then she married Lolo Soetoro, a guy from the Philippines. And when Lolo started making money is when she divorced him. She didn't like it that Lolo had money. She always wanted to live the lower class status. Why? Because her parents had money. She was a rich kid that wanted to feel poor. Why? Because for some people, feeling bad feels good. And she would rather feel bad and be the victim. For some people, especially on the left, being a victim is more comfortable. But let's be honest with what's going on today in the world. Today's millennial group, these are not people that are willing or capable in a lot of places of standing on their own 2 feet. You know, we used to play board games. Have you seen the new Jumanji? It's actually pretty good. I think the new Jumanji is actually better than the old Jumanji. But the beginning of Jumanji, the new one, is kid finds the board game from the original Jumanji. And he goes, board game? Nobody plays board games anymore. And he puts it away. And then the thing turns into a video game. Today's generation has a very difficult time dealing with reality. They have been told their whole lives doom and gloom. You're never going to make as much as your parents. Global warming is going to kill you. No, I'm sorry. I mean, global cooling is going to climate change is going to kill you. And that has been drummed into their heads. And they're afraid. They're scared. They're scared of everything. They're scared of things they don't need to be scared of, but they don't know that because they just have been told to be scared. By the way, I have something very interesting to show you. Have you shared the video yet today? Normally I'm on 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West. I'm on earlier today because I'm going to go and watch the UGA game versus Alabama. I was born in Georgia. Rusty was born in Georgia. I was looking for a soul. I'm not looking for a soul to steal. Anyway, do me a favor, share the video, and also, would you give me some thumbs ups? We need to go around Facebook. We need to show what they like to call as engagement. We need to let them know that you're paying attention. And if you're paying attention and you're watching, then they have no choice but to let more people see it. Right now, they're doing everything they can to squash the numbers, everything they can to let people not see shows like this. So it's up to you to get it out there. You do it by sharing, type a little thing. Hey, this Rusty guy, he's telling the truth. I kind of like it. See, I tell the truth whether I like it or not. I wish I could have said, hey, that first year of Trump, man, it was perfect. It wasn't. But then again, no first year is perfect. It's hard being president. Do I think Oprah would do a good job as president? No, I do not. Do I think that she could win? I wouldn't laugh about it. I wouldn't treat her like the left treated Donald Trump. Remember the left, they all thought it was funny. Oh, run, Donald Trump. Oh, run, it's going to be so funny. You're so stupid. See, they never understood why people voted for Trump. They never got it. People voted for Trump. You voted for Trump. I voted for Trump. I'm not going to speak for you. I'll tell you why I voted for Trump. You tell me. Matter of fact, type that in right now. Why did you vote for Trump if you did? I voted for Trump because I was sick and tired of these elitists telling me what I should do and them being wrong every time. Every time. Democrats, Republicans, I'm sick of them. And I wanted somebody to come in and say, okay, this is the truth. It may not be easy to swallow, but we have to do the right thing for our country and the right thing for our posterity, for our children, for our grandchildren, because if we don't do it, we aren't going to have a country. Rose says, if she gets elected, we open the floodgates to illegal sanctuary cities, clean chain immigration. We better pray America is much smarter. Lisa says Oprah is a globalist elite. Okay. I was giving you an example of why, another reason why I'm a little concerned about Oprah. Again, share the video. Let people know this is important. Oprah is somebody who came from nothing. Yeah, Obama is not somebody that came from nothing. Obama went to one of the most expensive schools in Hawaii. He went to the most expensive colleges in the world. Okay? Bush, one of the richest families in the world. Clinton came from little, but was able to get in with the right people at an early age. Hillary Clinton has been living in the lap of luxury, thanks to Bill, for most of her life. But Oprah has a story. It is not a story that I want to run against, I'll be honest. Young, poor black child, raped, had to have abortions because I believe she was raped by family members. Pulled herself together, went to college, got on a crappy TV show that she made, or a crappy station in Chicago, and made a deal with them. They tried to get her for less money. And they said, okay, Oprah, here's what we'll do. We'll pay you less money, but we may syndicate the show, and if we syndicate and it hits, you'll get bigger, more money. And she went for it. And by the way, every radio talk show host gets that speech now. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. The problem is now the companies don't follow through. But for Oprah, she did well in Chicago. They syndicated it. It went well, and she became the most wealthy entertainer in America. It's a hell of a story. And yet has very little to do with governing a country. You could say, well, Donald Trump's the same thing. Donald Trump has been involved in negotiations. Oprah really hasn't. Oprah had people to do negotiations for her. Oprah's job wasn't to get in and bare-knuckle fight City Hall and construction companies and unions and everything to get things built like Donald Trump did. Oprah would walk in and go, "Hello, I'm Oprah," and people loved her. The problem is that is a formula for success in America today. Now, I was concerned earlier, and I still am, because again, you're using reason. Here's where conservatives go wrong. It's not really wrong, but it's wrong when dealing with the public. Conservatives go wrong because we want to use reason and logic, facts and figures, numbers and things that say this is true, this is false, there is a right, there is a wrong, there is a true, there is a lie, there is a black, there is a white. And with liberals, it's all gray. Because they want to feel, well, yes, that person may be an illegal immigrant, but the horrible thing they had to go through to get to America. They had to get on buses and deal with coyotes, and when they crossed the border, it was hot, and they didn't have a place to live, and when they did, they finally got there and got that job, and they're not being paid minimum wage, but by golly, America gave them a chance. Patty says, "Is this a joke?" Patty, see, here's where you have to understand. I'm telling you the truth. This is what we have to understand as conservatives. As conservatives, the way we need to fight back, and Donald Trump did it. Donald Trump did it. It's one of the reasons why he won. Donald Trump added emotion to some of the facts and figures. Okay? Now, Donald Trump's emotion was anger. He tapped into anger on conservatives because conservatives were very angry about Barack Obama's 8 years, very angry about having to deal with Hillary Clinton and the Clintons for another possible 8 years. So we were very, very angry about how the Republicans didn't do what the Tea Party put them into place to do. So there has been anger there. And he tapped into it. And Democrats immediately started tapping into anger the moment Trump won. Oh, Hillary won because it was the popular vote. Then Russia started like the day after. And then impeachment and, Antifa. And the list went on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Tearing down. And by the way, so many things happened last year. I don't even remember all of them. Tearing down the statues, that's gone. I guess they got rid of every statue. Antifa's disappeared. Why? Because the American people started getting sick of them. Democrats are very good at manipulating the media and very good at manipulating Americans because they use emotion. They don't use facts. They don't use figures. They'll use lies and emotional triggers to get people's attention. That's why Oprah scares me. Now, Debbie says, I don't think, let's see here. Debbie says, I don't think Donald Trump will lose his strong base. I'm tired of being mistreated and then being told I am the one doing the mistreated. Anybody but me can get the job. That is from a person of one of the special groups. Now, see, you are right there, Debbie. I'm not saying it's a lock for Oprah or any Democrat. Here's the thing that they've got to deal with. Donald Trump's actually been doing what he said he would do. He has lowered taxes. We are getting rid of Obamacare. The economy is doing better. So the black unemployment rate is low, is at the lowest point in a long, long time. So we have a lot of positive things to run on using reason and logic. And we have to hope that 51% of America will deal with reason and logic as opposed to the BS liberal emotional triggers. And that's what we're dealing with here. And you can be mad at me. I'm not telling you that she's going to win. I'm just telling you what to look out for. And when you hear her speak or you hear any of these liberals speak, it's all emotional. And you're going to go, oh, he was right. He was right. And so then you go, well, how do you defeat that? You have to point it out, first of all. Oh, Oprah's just going to be just talk about emotional things. Oh, I get it. Okay. What'd she miss? Oh, I didn't hear anything about puppies and rainbows and unicorns this time. You ridicule it. You laugh at the fact she didn't say anything. Did you say she didn't say anything? Oh, she did. She said great things. Tell me something she said that meant something. Well, she said that she feels that your truth is you believe in your truth. Your truth? What are you talking about? There's truth and there's not truth. You don't pretend what the truth is to fit your feelings. Right? And again, you're not going to get a far left-wing Rachel Maddow lover. You're not. You're not going to get the kids who are brainwashed by colleges right now. The way you make a difference is, and again, another place where conservatives go wrong, you just toss it in every once in a while when you're talking with somebody. It can't be beat over their heads all the time, or nobody will want to talk to you, or you'll just talk with your friends that agree with you all the time. But if you want to understand how to persuade, if you want to understand how people can have their opinions changed, because right now everybody says, oh, nobody's opinions can be changed. Sure they can. And there's two ways to do it. You can allow the media to manipulate you through emotion, helping the Democrat Party lie, cheat, and steal, because again, the ends justify the means for them. Or we point it out, we ridicule it, so people who aren't paying that much attention go, oh, well, that makes sense. I get what they're doing now. You cannot do it as if it's a conspiracy theory. Once you say it's a conspiracy theory or you start talking in those terms, you lose. Once you throw in the word Hitler, it's just like you throw in the word Hitler, you've lost. Okay? But you point it out while it's happening. She didn't say anything. What? That speech? She didn't say anything. What do you mean she didn't say anything? All she did was make people either feel good or feel bad. Now, I promise you, Vladimir Putin is not going to give a rat's ass about the feelings of Americans. Okay? Our enemies will laugh, and they will take advantage of that. Oprah going to go in there and negotiate and try to sit down and have Vladimir Putin tell her about his past with his daddy? Yeah, that's not going to happen. All right, what else do you have to say here? Bill says you're sick of me. Okay, Bill, thank you. Todd says Obama was elected because people were voting against Hillary. No, they weren't. Well, that was part of it. That was part of it. But nobody had a chance against Barack Obama the first time because it was an emotional vote to get the first black president in. It was emotional. It was a feeling. Barack Obama made a lot of people feel good about placing the vote to give blacks a chance so we would finally prove to the world, to ourselves, that we were not a racist nation anymore. Well, we are not a racist nation. That's the thing. We just have too many professional victims wanting to tell everybody that it's racism. The idea that African Americans haven't come anywhere since the 1940s or 50s is just ridiculous. But Barack Obama and the media told them to be victims. He helped them to feel that the victimhood was okay. Made them feel good that we were going to fundamentally change America. Hope for change. Hope for change. Hope for change. Very powerful words, especially when you're not really paying that much attention, when you're guiding everything by your emotions. Let's see. Ann says, I don't think so. Sheila asked, do I think Oprah would win if she ran? I'm telling you that if she ran, it would not be a lock that she would lose. This is what we have to be prepared for, and this is what I'm warning you about. By the way, I picked Donald Trump 4 years earlier. 4 years. Right after Barack Obama won that second time. I said if Donald Trump went, now if you remember, he was thinking about running the time before, and everybody said, "Oh, it's just ratings hype." I went, "Mm-mm." And when Barack Obama won that second term, everybody's going, "Oh, who's gonna finally do it? We're gonna bring back Jeb Bush?" I went, "Nope, we're gonna bring back," and you're throwing out names. I would have liked to have seen Rudy Giuliani. Could it be Chris Christie? I went, "Nope. It's going to be Donald Trump. If Donald Trump runs, he'll win." Why? It's the same thing. It was emotion. Donald Trump, during a time where our nation was starving for leadership, Barack Obama's bowing to the Saudi king, going on the apology tours around the world, making Americans feel bad for being successful. At the same time, on television, on the number one show for, 10 years? There was a real leader on television, and the biggest celebrities in the world came before him and were scared. And they all said the same thing. "Yes, Mr. Trump. No, Mr. Trump." They didn't even call Obama Mr. Obama, 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 Obama. Because he was your pal. He was the guy you wanted to go drinking with. Donald Trump struck fear and comfort in that he could be a real leader. That was the head start he had. I did not think the media would attack him as much as they have. And that goes to a testament to his strength and how much he's done. Let's see. Oprah's like Obama and Hillary. Don says, America's done if by any chance she's elected. Sean says Obama part 2. Yes, I'm not. You're right. And actually, it might even be worse than, let's say worse than Obama. I think Obama had true ideals that were anti-American, in that being raised in the family that he was raised in, being taught his whole life that America was the cause of evil, being taught by the communist leader, Frank Marshall Davis, how America destroyed black people and how America was the cause of the evils of the world. I think Barack Obama went into that world and came into the White House thinking that he needed to lower America to make it an even playing field for the world, which was wrong. Because when America does well, everybody else does better. The other thing that black activists forget, America, this horrible racist slavery nation. I'm sorry to tell you the true history. Every society had slavery. Every civilization, going all the way back to right around Adam and Eve times. Is it right? No. But what's the difference with Western civilization? We stopped it. There's still slavery in Africa today. How do you know, Rusty? I've seen it. I've been there. I've been to Darfur. I've been to Sudan, South Sudan. I met people who had been slaves the day before, had just gotten out. People here in America complain about how horrible they have it. I met some of these kids. I've told the story before, but it breaks my heart every time I do. My kids want computers. For what do your kids want for Christmas? Or grandkids? Think about it. Computer, motorcycle, car, Xbox, some kind of video game, right? You know what the greatest status symbol is for a kid in Darfur? plastic empty water bottle. Water bottle. What do you mean, water bottle? The idea that you could go out and play soccer with your friends and be able to carry water? No way. It's almost incomprehensible. That's how cool. I met this one kid who had been a slave. Most likely his father was the slave master. He had been blinded in one eye. He was a sick kid. He was sick, ill. Probably 13 or 14. And he'd been doing stuff around our camp and was just kind of hanging out. And I gave him a bottle of water and a pack of beef jerky. And he looked like I gave him the keys to a Ferrari and said, go ahead, have fun. It's yours. You own it. He couldn't believe it. It was the most extravagant gift he'd ever seen, much less received. To me, it was a bottle of water and a pack of beef jerky. What do I care? I can go to near 7-Eleven and get that in 2 seconds. He never saw anything like it. That's poverty. That's slavery. That's what's happening out there today. And we have too many people acting as if it's happening in America right now or that happened 10 years ago. It's just not true. Okay. Melvin says, I have never in all my 60 years of life seen the Democrat Party stoop to such depths of untruth and distortion. I used to be a Democrat and they've abandoned the old politics that made them successful. You are correct, Melvin. There is something to say for a classical liberal. And I think many of us, if we were around in the Truman days, JFK days, might have been Democrats. They believed in a strong defense. They believed in lower taxes. They believed in America first. They believed in families. I have a hard time arguing against them. A classical liberal, while I may not agree with everything, I don't know what the hell happened to Teddy Kennedy, and I'm not a big JFK fan either. But that guy would be pretty close to being a Republican today. Teddy Kennedy messed things up, but Teddy was always the idiot of the family. So there are very good people, friends, that are Democrats. And they're not paying attention. They just go, well, I'm a Democrat. My daddy's been a Democrat. My granddaddy was a Democrat. I'm a Democrat. And this is the person you have to sit down with. And say, listen, I understand you may not like Donald Trump. Those tweets, you may not agree with them, and maybe I don't either, the way he does it. Maybe I'd like to see him do it in a different way. But let me ask you something here. If you knew that whatever you said was going to be lied about and the words would be changed to make you look bad, if you knew it, wouldn't you try to find a different way around that? Oh, well, no one's going to lie. No. If you knew somebody was going to lie about something you were about to say, would you try to figure out a way around to get that message out? Well, yeah. We know the media's lied. I can show you a bunch of specifics, but we don't have time for that. Because again, facts and figures, you don't want to get into that with a lot of liberals, okay? I mean, you can look it up online. Just type in lies about Donald Trump. You'll find stuff. So Trump has used Twitter to get his messages out. Now, you may think he's being mean, but let's be honest. Was the world a safer place under Obama? He was nice to Muslim countries, and they broke out in war in Egypt. ISIS became a lot more powerful. Lots of death and destruction and bombings. Don't you feel like it'd be time to try something different? Because when America stands strong throughout history, the world has been a safer place. And maybe don't you feel like it's time to try something different? You may not like Donald Trump as the messenger, but instead of just coming out with hatred and being mad at him for the way he's doing it, you got to agree it's 180 degrees different than Obama. Why don't you give him a chance and see what happens? Because if you take a look, the economy's doing better. 401ks are doing better. Black unemployment rate has gone down. Do you give him a chance, or are you just going to be mad at him for something that was said behind closed doors? Yeah, he talked about grabbing women's coochies. Yeah, I was wrong. I admit it. And 11 years later, when that video came out, 11 years, by the way, 11 years. Have you done anything stupid 11 years ago, my friend? 11 years had gone by. He's grown up. We all make mistakes. I mean, it appears that Hillary and Bill took money from countries. I don't know. Personally, I'd rather have somebody standing up for our country other than just trying to make a bunch of money. Oh, Donald Trump's trying to make a bunch of money on... No, he gave up control of his companies, not getting paid to be president. As a matter of fact, he donates his money to different... I think every quarter he donates his paycheck to a different charity. So why don't we give him a chance instead of just yelling for his impeachment? Let's see what happens instead of just being mad all the time. Because being mad, the only people that are being taken advantage of, the only people that do well when that happens is the media and Democrats. I know you may be a Democrat, but aren't you more of an American than a Democrat? I know I'm more of an American than a Republican. Matter of fact, if we find out Trump is doing dirty dealings, I'll be with you on the front line saying, let's get rid of this guy. But until then, why don't we wait and see? Let's watch a little bit instead of watching everybody talk. And again, all I'll say to my Democrat friend is, when you hear another Democrat talking about impeachment or something bad about Donald Trump, are they speaking in facts, or is it an emotional way to get you angry? See, they couldn't use Muslims. They couldn't use that Donald Trump was dealing with terrorists, because then they'd be called racists. The only ones, if you think about it, the only boogeyman they could go for is the Russians, because the Russians are white. And they were mean and nasty back in the 50s. But it's funny, nobody mentions the word communist anymore, because that's the direction this Democrat Party has gone in. When were they ever mad at Russia before? I remember Hillary with the reset button. I remember Barack Obama wanted to be best buds with Russia. Anybody else remember that? I know I do. So we've got to be honest. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to understand what this Oprah thing could be. Alphonse says she won't get past the primary election if there are other candidates. You guys all sound like, not everybody, but naysayers, you all sound like Democrats when talking about Donald Trump. Oh, there's no way he'll beat Jeb Bush. There's no way he'll beat Ted Cruz. There's no way he'll beat the establishment guy. No way whatsoever. And he did. It's because they didn't understand the anger and the emotions that he tapped into when it came to conservatives. You, as a conservative friend of mine, don't fall into the same trap that liberals did. If Oprah taps into the right angry emotion that Democrats have right now, And she has a bonus because they deal mostly in racial identity politics. She is a woman and she's black. These are all things that are going to be benefits to Oprah Winfrey should she choose to run. Yeah, she'll probably play with it, and all of her Hollywood friends will suggest she do it. And, I don't know that she's going to. But let's also be honest, and it's something that the Hollywood community won't acknowledge. And that is, other than the syndicated show, Oprah Magazine has not done very well. And the Oprah Winfrey Network has not done well either. And Oprah on Sirius XM has not been great. So she's not a hit maker all the time. She's done good in movies too. So we'll give her due. Dee Dee says, oh my gosh, you are so absolutely 1,000% right. Thank you, Dee Dee. Appreciate it. All right. Joe says, just keep speaking the truth. God bless America. I'm with you. Okay. Susan says, I agree. We really need voter ID. I agree with that. Catherine says, tired of that statement. He never said he did. He said you could grab a woman's privates. I don't remember the exact quote, but I could pull it up if you want. Oh, I'm getting ready to run out of time here, but I did want to show you something kind of interesting. My daughter's high school is on lockdown. I think it's, oh, darn it, I just clicked on something. May go away. Come back. Oh, man. Hold on. And believe me, this is something you want to see. My daughter's school on lockdown. A bobcat and the bobcat babies came onto school, and I guess one of the bobcat babies fell down a drain near where all the kids are, and so the kids are on lockdown, although I think they're probably out by now. But take a look at this. One of the kids at school filmed it. Yeah, it's a little shaky because I had to take a video from a phone to another phone because it's on that Snapchat, which I hate. But check this out. Look at this. See if you can see the video. Look at that. One more time. See the bot right there? That's at school, man. One more time. Come right back. Black, and then right there. Walking around the school. As you can imagine, as a parent, a little bit nervous today. So that's, we got to remember why we're doing this stuff. For a lot of people, politics is a livelihood. Democrats want to make it a life's career. And unfortunately, a lot of career politicians on the Republican Party, too. I get involved because I care about my children and my future grandchildren and your family and all the families in America. I want to see America do better. I don't want to see politicians do better. I couldn't care less about the political class. Seriously, there's just nothing less I could think of that I care about. I care about you. And I know that sounds hokey. I don't know you. You don't know me. But I care about the idea of America. My father fought and died for this country. Was killed in the Vietnam War when I was 3 years old. So I understand the sacrifice. I've spent my life getting to know military men. I've been to Iraq. I've been to Afghanistan. I've had guns put in my back by terrorists. I've been to Guantanamo Bay 3 times. I've been all over the world covering stories, trying to find the truth. I care about the truth. I don't care about the spin. I don't care about the emotion. I understand it, but I don't care. What I care about is what can we do to make America better? At this time, I think what Donald Trump is trying to do is the right thing. I do think there are some establishment Republicans holding him back, and that I don't like. I think the Democrat Party will do anything to get back in power, and they will lie, cheat, and steal. And if they got to put Oprah up there to cry on TV every day, don't put it past them, and don't think she couldn't win because she could. And that's the message of the day. Don't be one of the people that laugh. Take it very seriously. Because it's only then that we can defeat the evil that the Democrat Party is trying to foist upon us. And I do think it's evil, and I think it's wrong. I think they care more about their power and more about building government so they can get more of their buddies in government and control you and me than they care about the best interest of our country, than they care about you. They want to control. They don't care about what happens to you. Do you agree with me, or do you think I'm wrong? If you agree with me, you think I'm right, thumbs ups. If you think I'm right, that the Democrat Party cares more about themselves, cares more about power for their party, thumbs up. If you think I'm a liar, you think I'm wrong, give me the frowny face. I'll wait. I want to see what you think. Thumbs ups are coming in. Dan says, oh, Oprah can't win because she's unmarried. None of that matters anymore. Kathleen can't stand her. Debbie says, my father fought for our country. Pam agrees with me. Pammy, Debbie thinks I'm right. Karen says the Dems are grasping for straws to gain strength. Yes, they are. And to them, Hollywood is the biggest thing, and Oprah is the most successful woman in Hollywood. Guys, understand their thinking. They do understand manipulation. They do understand the media. They just don't understand the American people. All right, saw a lot of thumbs up. So that's great. Have you shared the video? I appreciate that. Will you do me one other thing? Couple things. One, if you agreed with what I said, you might want to check out my book. It's not that expensive. 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Keep Them as Family and Friends. It's on Amazon and paperback. It's also on Kindle, and the audio version is at Audible. I read it. My name is Rusty Humphries. I think the Audible version is funnier, more interesting. Check that out. But the book is good, too. And I talk a lot about what I've talked about today in the book, so check that out. Also, if you would please follow me on the HearMeOut app. You download it to your phone, install it, follow me, Rusty Humphries. When you get there, just type in hashtag Rusty, you'll find me. You see my picture, there's a little plus sign, just hit that, and you'll be following me. And comment. I'm going to be giving away some $100 gift cards to Amazon with our friends at HearMeOut coming up. I just gave one away the other day, and you could win. And it's also a great way to go around the big, massive social media companies who really don't care about your beliefs. They want to shut you down. They think it's their fault that Donald Trump got elected. They think because you're so stupid, they manipulated you by accident, and Donald Trump got elected. And because of that, they need to shut down conservative voices. And I promise you, they are trying to do that. So do me a favor. Follow me on the HearMeOut app. And if you would, please share this video. And find me, Rusty Humphries, on Facebook. Okay? I've got a couple of pages up. But find Rusty Humphries. Do I have the right one? Here, let me show you the right one to follow. Well, find me in a blue shirt and the one where I'm not waving. I'll take that down. Just find me in a blue shirt, all right? That's it. Thank you so much. My podcast, The Rusty Humphries Rebellion, available at iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and I'm normally online, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West. Tonight I'm not because I'm going to go watch the game tonight. Go Dogs! Go Dogs! Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. I hope you liked it. Let people know what you think, and if you got some comments, I'll read the comments after the show. I appreciate you very, very much. May God bless you. And may God bless America. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Thank you for watching. You rock.